Alpha.
In my mouth is a desert, running dry on the tip of my tongue. I can taste your lies, how to measure the love you throw around. I could never hold you down.
So the story, I think one thing that we've wanted to do was to really create emotion with this film. The story follows a character that finds himself in this desolate area. You don't really know who he is and where he is. Then there's cuts between this Karoo space and then into this older house. And there you can see he's struggling with his emotions, something is bothering him. You can see the emotion is building up.
Okay, Wesley, you can toss the ball.
We wanted to create a physical manifestation of his inward struggles. So that really relays back to the real world. There's a lot of people that are struggling with mental health challenges. We live in a fast-paced world. Despite social media that sounds like it must be social, we are more disconnected now than in the past. That's what we wanted to portray. This character is living in the real world and he is so disconnected from what really matters. I want you to go stand a bit further down and you're just going to walk up. I'm going to stand far away with the 50 because to get a wider shot. So for this film, our goal was to go to a location that is really desolate, somewhere that's in a way beautiful so that we can create beautiful scenes because that always works, but it needed to be somewhere where our character can really be lost. So we chose the Karoo, close to Carnarvon. It's in the middle of South Africa. It's really one of the most beautiful places. It's dry, but there's something so special about this area. We shot outside, in the harsh sunlight, in sunset situations. We also got a very old house in the little town that really worked for what we wanted to accomplish. We used two lights to create sunlight. This little room is so perfect. It's really a nostalgic little room and that's what we wanted to create. Our actor is sitting in a place of nostalgia where he's thinking of his childhood. So this whole film actually ends in the Gautrain, so it's such a different environment than what I'm standing in. It's in the hustle and the bustle of the city. We were really fortunate to be able to quickly shoot in this public space. The contrast between this open landscape and the Gautrain just really emphasizes what we wanted to achieve with this film. I'm so excited about the locations that we got. The human eye is the closest to a 50mm than any other lens. And that was a very nice way to really connect this lens with our theme of human connection. A 50mm is probably one of the first prime lenses that a content creator will add to his gear because it's not necessarily versatile, but it's one of the most beautiful focal lengths out there. For portraits, for close-ups, if you stand far enough, you can actually get a nice wide shot. That made it possible for us to shoot this whole film on one focal length. When we decided to do that, I was a bit stressed because you don't have that wide option, but Even in the train, the angles and everything we tried, it actually worked. So this 50 f1.4 millimeter is really a beauty of a lens. It's light, but it's sturdy. It doesn't feel cheap in any sense of the word. F1.4 is such a nice aperture to work with. You can really push it in low light. I never felt we don't have enough light. This is really a classic lens. A 51.4 is something that every content creator should have in their bag. It's this low light, the performance is really great. It actually tracks in this darkness. The f1.4 also really helped us to convey the story. Our character feels separated from the real world. He feels separated from himself, from what's going on around him. And this really helped to actually portray that separation. With this human portrait, we gave the viewer insight into what's actually going on inside our character's head. So it's a unique perspective. I think we're so used to being disconnected that we forget how important it is to be cared for and to be loved by another human being sometimes. The autofocus is really fast on 1.4. It's awesome. That's what we wanted to portray. To show that you can make a difference even if it's just a small gesture. The simple act of reaching out can really save a life.